morning, family. Welcome back to Poppaprepper. Tommy here. Good Wednesday morning. Hope y'all are having a good week so far. Been wet and hot here. No change. Days on end. But just want to come at you this morning. A little bit of news I was looking through this morning. I've got it pulled up over here, so just kind of a couple cool things. Well, at least one cool thing that I've always thought was ridiculous for years. The Federal Appeals Court ruled Tuesday that regulations setting a minimum age of 21 for handgun purchases from licensed dealers violates the Second American rights of those citizens. The three-judge panel in the 4th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals delivered the ruling in a split vote 2-1, with an appointee of former President Donald Trump writing the majority opinion, arguing the laws regulated either the Second Amendment or 18 to 20-year-olds to a second-class status. Looking through this historical lens to the text and structure of the Constitution reveals that 18 to 20-year-olds have Second Amendment rights. Judge Julius N. Richardson wrote, "Virtually every other constitutional right applies whatever the age, and the Second Amendment is no different." A George W. Bush appointee, Judge G. Stephen Agee, joined Richardson in the majority, a direct case of where political leanings of members of the judiciary impact interpretation of American law. A Barack Obama appointee, Judge James A. Wynn Jr., was alone in dissent, arguing adults 18 to 21 years of age are less mature and crime statistics show are more likely to commit a crime with the handgun, including potentially using it in a suicide. That particular argument, however, seems to support the majority opinion that younger adults would be ruled not equal under the law. Wynn's dissent also took a political position versus a constitutional, textual, and legal one, accusing the majority of giving the gun lobby a victory in a fight it lost on Capitol Hill more than 50 years ago, CNN reported. So, I've always thought that was kind of, and I'm sure somebody will appeal this, and, but I firmly believe 18 years old, you can go die for our country. 18 years old, you should be able to buy your own firearm. You can carry when you're 18, but you can't buy one until you're 21. Now, what kind of sense does that make? But anyway, a little highlight to your Wednesday morning for some, and some might not like that. I apologize. But I think it's a win. Here's the one I've been waiting to see, this right here. U.S. COVID-19 cases rising again, doubling over 3 weeks. The COVID-19 curve in the U.S. is rising again after months of decline, with the number of new cases per day doubling over the past 3 weeks, driven by the fast-spreading Delta variant, lagging vaccination rates, and 4th of July gatherings. Confirmed infections climbed to an average of about 23,600 a day on Monday, up from 11,300 on June 23rd, according to Johns Hopkins University data, and all but 2 states, Maine and South Dakota, reported that case numbers have gone up over the past 2 weeks. It is certainly no coincidence we are looking at exactly the time that we would expect cases to be occurring over the July 4th weekend, said Dr. Bill Powderly, co-director of the Infectious Disease Division at Washington University School of Medicine in St. Louis. At the same time, parts of the country are running up against deep vaccine resistance, while the highly contagious mutant version of the coronavirus that was first detected in India is accounting for an ever larger share of infections. Nationally, 55.6% of all Americans have received at least one C-19 shot, according to the Center of Disease Control and Prevention. The 5 states with the biggest 2-week jump in cases per capita all had lower vaccination rates. You guys are going to love this. Missouri, 45.9%. Arkansas, 43%. Nevada, 50.9%. Louisiana, 39.2%, and Utah, 49.5%. Even with the latest surge, cases in the U.S. are nowhere near their peak of 250,000 per day in January, and deaths are running at under 260 per day on average after topping out at more than 3,400 over the winter. A testament to how effectively the vaccine can prevent serious illness and death in those who happen to become infected. We knew that was coming. Every one of us knew that. Holiday lifted all the restrictions. I'm telling you, just so they could set us up for another lockdown. And the numbers are doubling, and it's going to happen again, guys. It's definitely going to happen again. I mean, I'm not guaranteeing you it'll be like next week or next, but I guarantee you. Actually, I shouldn't say guarantee. I don't want to make myself look that that negative, but come on. What's wrong with my stuff here? Hold on just a second. Okay. Chalk up another win for us. Oklahoma Board of Education approves ban on teaching critical race theory. Oklahoma's Board of Education has voted to forbid public school teachers in kindergarten through 12th grade from talking about 8 different concepts concerning race, with those in violation facing the prospects of having their teaching license suspended. The 5-1 vote came on the heels of a new state law signed by Republican Governor Keith Stitt in May forbidding the teaching of critical race theory. Although the law does not mention the words critical race theory, Republicans who crafted the legislation said it targeted the concept. Critical race theory is defined by the Encyclopedia Britannica as a concept in which race is a socially constructed category ingrained in American law intended to maintain social, economic, and political inequalities between white and non-whites. It holds that the U.S. society is inherently or systematically racist. See? Breeding hate every day. And every state that rejects this and pushes back against this it's a win to me. And then lastly for this morning, largest nurses union implores CDC to again recommend universal mask wearing. The country's largest union called on the Center for Disease Control and Prevention to recommend mask wearing in public, regardless of people's vaccination status, the Hill reported. In a letter to CDC Director Rochelle Walensky on Monday, the National Nurses Union asked the agency reinstitute guidelines for all people to wear masks in public and in close proximity to those outside their household, according to the Hill on Tuesday. The NNU's letter pointed to a 16% increase in COVID-19 cases from last week, according to CDC data. It also cited an increase in case counts in more than 40 states and in hospitalizations in more than 25 states. NNU strongly urges the CDC to reinstate universal masking irrespective of vaccination status to help reduce the spread of the virus, especially from infected individuals who do not have any symptoms. NNU Executive Director Bonnie Costello wrote in the letter, "Our suggestions are based on science and the precautionary principle and are made in order to protect nurses from essential workers, patients, and public from C-19. Costello also cited the World Health Organization's call for vaccinated people to continue to wear masks in public amid the spread of the highly transmissible Delta variant. I hate the term new normal. It's here, guys. those masks, they're not going nowhere. I mean, if it becomes a thing again, I have to because of my job. If we're, I don't have to go to work. Okay, she's my mother-in-law. I've got it. I got a break on that. Okay, but if we go out, like I take her to the doctor, you best believe if it, I don't take the chance of how severe it is because um, she is medically fragile. You know, so that I will do for her. But all this other stuff, I knew, we all knew, with them lifting all the rules and regulations for the 4th of July weekend, and I hope I'm wrong, I pray I'm wrong, but I just feel within, I'd say, 2 weeks. We won't be in lockdown in 2 weeks, but they'll be strongly talking about it again. It'll be hitting the news fairly soon. And with this climate change agenda they're pushing, the climate lockdowns and whatnot you've heard about, along with the COVID ramping up again, and I could see that very possibly being a long-term lockdown. Look at our poor folks up in Canada. They still can, it's almost illegal to breathe up there. They've got it very rough, and I see that happening to us very soon. Like I said, with the wildfires and, the Go Green climate lockdowns and the COVID, it's all hand in hand. So which brings me to the prepping portion of the show. Get her done. As a wise man once said, get her done. Sorry, just trying to, make light when I can because this is serious. Not here to scare nobody, but, you need to get it in order. You can't emphasize enough. Make sure your pantry's stocked. Make sure your water supply is stocked. Make sure your pets are cared for. Make sure any OTC meds that you need to go out and go get them because, you guys know what happened last time. At first it was toilet paper and then it was everything else within a matter of 2 or 3 days. And I know, trust me, I get it. I watched prepping channels before I made a channel. And, you sit there and you think, I've been hearing this for the last 2 or 3 years. Still nothing's popped off. What's going on? Pray it don't. If this doesn't hit the fan, you're sitting on a very lengthy supply of groceries and water. Nothing you're not going to buy anyway. I get it if you do plan on bugging out, there's a lot of, that goes along with that stuff you're going to need to get. But it doesn't have to all be expensive, shiny, new, look what I got, gadgets, You ever went primitive camping? That's it. That's not it, but, if you can get some kind of shelter, a few things to purify water with, some basic hand tools, a hatchet, a good sharp knife, and a means to hunt food, you don't have to go in debt. You don't. Some of the gear I've got could definitely be upgraded, but at least I got something. At least I'm starting with something. I'm not going to be left empty. Nothing to use. Just keep on it, guys. Don't get comfortable. Don't be distracted by, there's a lot of things that, like you guys all know. I love conspiracies. I listen to them. I watch them every day. But I don't let it consume me. I still got my head on straight. You know, you can go down all the rabbit holes you want, and it's fun. It's fun to see all the different perspectives and the what ifs and this and that. And, I mean, but don't let it consume you, and don't let it scare you. You know, don't let it control your mind to where, you know, that you lose sight of the end goal, which is survival. Like I said, diving down them rabbit holes are fun. And I love it. I'll never deny it. I do it daily. But I keep my head straight. Okay? My number one priority is my family. And, you know, that's what you got to be about. It's been said many times through history, and a wise lady said it in chat the other night. You got to stand for something or you'll fall for anything. Well, right now, we need to stand for what's left of our country, for those of us that are left that think alike, that all are. We're losing our freedoms daily, every day, losing our freedoms. And you know, it's heartbreaking what's going on in Cuba and South Africa. I mean, South Africa, my God, it is not that it's a wasteland now. I mean, just absolute carnage and destruction. It's heartbreaking. But at the same time, I don't want to be the cold guy. We can't worry about that. I mean, of course, I read the stories, I post the stories, you know, but that's just to let people know what's going on. Like, we're not in this alone, but at the same time, you got to focus on your home front, not on theirs. You know, whatever's going on with President Trump and being in and out and running again, and, you know, that's fine. You know, I like the guy. But I'm not going to let it take my focus off what needs to be done. And what needs to be done is right now. I'm talking to a guy, not sure if it's going to pan out. It would be a lot more responsibility and time for me that I don't have. But I'm going to talk to him about something, see if I can get in the works over here. I can't say too much without talking to him first. But it would definitely be beneficial. Like I said, I can't say too much because I don't want outed as well. So, but maybe I can talk about it in my Discord or something. But anyway, guys, I'll quit rambling now. Just remember, stay focused. Okay, stay focused. I'm not going to say don't worry so much about the what ifs or the possibilities. I love you guys, and I don't want to see anybody getting sidetracked and losing focus on the main objective, which is keeping you and your family safe, you and your family fed, hydrated, warm, or cool, dry. You know, it's coming, y'all. And like I said, I really firmly in my gut believe that there will be talks of lockdown again very soon. And this will be a tight lockdown. Like the way the economy and everything's tanking, I could almost see there not even being... I don't want to say there wouldn't be non-essentials allowed out, but I think the guidelines for that would be a lot narrower than, you know, because here, not essentials was the liquor stores were open because that was deemed essential, whatever. But like things like that, I don't see maybe falling in the guidelines again. You know what I mean? Of course, there'll be some gas stations open. There'll have to be. I mean, we got to get to work, unless. I don't know if you guys seen, but they just pushed this big multi-trillion-dollar budget through, And, well, it's all but went through. Unless, part of that, just they are going to completely lock us down and, you know, stimulate us, if you will, monthly. And, you know where I'm going with that. But I don't think we're at that point yet. But, anyway, guys, I'll quit rambling. Prep. Can't say it enough. Food, water, family. Be ready. God bless y'all. I love each and every one of you guys. Papa Prepper out.